he's so filled with rage and is so far gone that he's just given up on singing. The hills are not alive with the sound of music. It's just totally gone down the drain. Hello, random stranger.
Hello.
We're here to close out Epic the musical with the last saga, the Ithica
Yeah.
saga. Finally, so Shaq has comments.
Yes, so we do read every comment, even if we didn't respond. We are going to read some of them that I found that were interesting or changed our view. But before we do that, thank you, Grey Mouse, for always posting like amazing OG lore that blows my mind. Yeah, it's like very, very long. So sorry I can't post like the entire comment chain for every single video, but thank you, Grey Mouse. And thank you, Pondwolf, for always confirming which instrumentation is associated with certain characters. So that's also interesting too. I guess we'll just kind of go through from the top, like starting with the Troy saga. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, so I'm sorry about that. So we're just going to start with the first one. Their name is called Cacophonous Rage.
Oh, can I have a go at this?
Okay, you go.
Cacophonous Rage.
Oh, okay.
It's like a rage.
Oh.
That's a great name.
In reference to either throwing the baby off the wall or just stabbing them to kill them. So they mentioned that throwing it at the top of the wall is kind of more like so the Trojans could witness the killing of their future. And not in a cruel way, but in the ancient way of defining the total loss and conquest. So I thought that was an interesting point.
Yeah, it's interesting because this rendition of Epic, it adds a lot of like modern lenses to it and modern values. And I think that's why it's been so fun going through this musical to see the differences in value frameworks. But there are also things like this where it's like, you still have the old ancient ways of thinking and the old like ways of doing things that are still present in this. So it's kind of an interesting mix of both old and new. That's a good point.
I mean, I'm only learning the OG from like the comment section and what you're telling me. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, that works too. Moving on, Cyclops Saga, Grey Mouse mentioned that I think we were talking about Odysseus's predecessor, not about predecessor. We're talking about whether it will be easy or hard for Athena to find like another person to mentor, because that was like the breakup scene. And Grey Mouse mentioned that Odysseus's predecessor was actually Achilles, the greatest of all Greek warriors, who unfortunately was killed by Hector's brother Paris. So he defeated Hector due to Athena tricking Hector into a one-on-one battle, but then died shortly afterwards, killed by the arrow of Hector's brother Paris, which the god Apollon directly led into Achilles' vulnerable heel. I guess that's where Achilles' heel kind of sworn into existence, because he acted too emotional. So Odysseus was more suitable for warrior of the mind because Achilles apparently was too emotional.
So funny, like being reminded that the gods in the original were heavily involved and taking sides. And same with this rendition, you know, sometimes they're so petty as well.
Yeah, it's so interesting because it's like, because I came in with not much knowledge other than like I know their names and their existence and kind of like what their power is. Like Zeus is lightning and Poseidon is like the god of the sea or something. But it's kind of like, it's interesting to learn how human they are, if that makes sense. It's like they're gods. They're not just this omnipotent figure that people, I guess, pray to, which is like, you know, modern concept of God and who you worship,
I mean,
right?
they are that, but they're also rage-filled and jealous.
Yeah, like they're not this saintly kind of figure, which is more in a religious context, where they're more just figures to worship, but also and govern like multiple different aspects of the world. But also they're really, really petty and very like involved in human conflicts for some reason. It's like, huh.
Yeah, well, because they're bloody bored. That's why.
They have too much power.
Yeah,
except for Hades.
So funny.
Hades is like worked overload because there's so many deaths.
Yeah, and it is, I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Hades was also fairly absent in the original Odyssey.
The Odyssey. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
and because the reason being he's just so busy processing all the souls in the afterlife that he just doesn't have time to join in the fun and games.
Yeah, I think one of the comments.
Either.
Yeah, one of the comments did mention that we Like Hades did not appear in the OG when Odysseus went to the underworld. Moving on, Ocean Saga by Evening Lion. This is a long one, but
Evening.
please read the comment because it's a great comment. But the summary was that when the Troy war almost finished, it's like Zeus threw in a curveball and be like, actually, you have to kill a baby as well. Otherwise, you're going to suffer long-term consequences. And so this traumatizes him, and it feels like a loss in a war in a sense. Even though they won the war internally, he kind of also lost in that aspect. And his response to the trauma seems to be that, okay, the war is over. I'm going home. No one needs to die anymore. And so that kind of leads to him sparing and not killing. And so even though in that world, it would be disrespectful and insulting to keep your opponent alive, your concept of him before is like this amazing strategist, this amazing like war veteran, and then suddenly changing to like this person that's just like traumatized by killing a baby and then suffering losses is like, okay, I guess it makes sense. For me, when I read this comment, I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense that he's probably like, I'm done. I just want to go home. I don't want to kill anymore. Wash my hands and go home. But then the war hasn't ended yet because he hasn't gone home yet. And so, yeah, I thought it was an interesting comment. Please read the whole comment. It's great.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest point of difference between this epic and the original is the blood on your hands actually disturbs the hero. Again, applying like ancient ethical frameworks, you are completely in your rights to do whatever you need to, kill whoever you need to ensure victory. And there's much less, just heart-wrenching guilt over,
Yeah.
what you've had to do to survive. So yeah, that's been interesting. Just actually reading.
Yeah, no, it's probably good that you're reading it. I hope I summarized it
Yeah.
well.
No, that was a really good comment. It
Right?
basically puts us inside the mind of this version of
This,
Odysseus really well. Yeah.
please read the comment because I probably didn't summarize it properly.
That's fine. Next.
Yep. Next, Underworld Saga. Landon commented on the prophet. When the prophet was talking about the future, things haven't happened yet. He was not saying about just Odysseus, and Odysseus doesn't see the future or have any visuals because that's a creative choice by the animatics. So in a way that Odysseus doesn't have the same knowledge that we do, because we can obviously tell that, narratively that's where he's going, but Odysseus in that moment won't have that knowledge. So he will just think that, oh, it must be some man that has just killed a lot of people and is standing by his wife. And so, yeah, and the last comment is like, it's a dramatic irony that we have the ability to know that it's about Odysseus in that moment.
That's very true. Classic, like, Greek tragedy trick as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can foresee the train wreck, but the characters in it can't see it yet.
It reminds me of Pin the Tail on the Donkey. It's like, for the person trying to blindfold and trying to pin the tail on the donkey, it's like, this is so hard and I don't know which is head, which is tail. And the people around them shouting at them, being like, how can you not see? It's just right in front of you. Yeah, it's that.
Next is from Marcus Olati? Sorry. They said that the melodic parallel between suffering and puppeteer is likely a nod to the myth of Glaucus. I don't remember the myth's origin, but the story involves a love triangle among Scylla, Glaucus, and Circe that ultimately ends with Circe turning Scylla, who was once a nymph, into a monster. So when Siren Penelope introduces us to Scylla, there's already an implicit connection made between her and Circe due to the shared musical motif. So I think this was the arpeggio, strings, and piano when the Sirens...
That one?
Yeah, I think so. And then like slowly slides down, like...
Yeah.
Slowly goes down the scale. Yeah. And from what I've read from other comments is that the love triangle is more like Glaucus has a crush on Scylla and Circe has a crush on Glaucus. So in order to win Glaucus, Circe gave him a love potion, but it was actually a potion or something, or rather to turn Scylla into a monster.
And so it's par for the course.
Yeah, so yep, gods are petty. Back to gods being petty.
Totally. We were talking about this the other day. Like,
oh my god.
Athena turned Arachne into a spider because her weaving was better.
And Medusa as well. right?
Yeah, she was also had a hand in turning Medusa into the Gorgon, I
Snakehead.
mean, whatever she is. That's why watching Epic,
Mm.
I've had to really rewire my understanding of especially
The
Athena, I think, because Athena
mm,
is definitely presented as I mean, she is like the goddess of wisdom and strategy and is
mm,
all about being smart and stuff and wit. But she's also incredibly petty in the original, in the
yeah.
original Greek mythos
She was part
and
of the
incredibly
reason why the Trojan
short-tempered.
War started, right? Because it was like the beauty
Yeah.
contest between Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite. So it's like
Yeah, so
she
to
was part
so
of
to
it.
have right, so to have an Athena that self-reflects and is like, "Oh, maybe I was too tough on Odysseus," is really weird. It was weird
Yeah.
for me, and I think it's another interesting rewrite. How it fits into the broader story, I
Mm,
guess is a really rich area for discussion 'cause
yeah. It
it's
it
where Epic, yeah, takes a lot of things from the original and doesn't
mm,
change them, but also changes a lot of value-based things, and
yeah.
personality things. And sometimes it really works, sometimes it doesn't work so much, but we could probably talk more when we're done, I guess, with
Yeah.
Ithaca, Saga. Yeah.
I think one of the things that I'm like, again, I haven't read the original, but from what read of the comments, it seems that the OG gods are very stagnant, if that makes sense. It's like they don't have character development. This is just who they are. And all the things they do
Mm.
is just this is who they are, and nothing really changes them. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's what it reads like. It's like, yeah, they're just like arrogant, petty people. Well, petty gods.
Yeah, when it comes to gods. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas Epic seems to try to make them have some sort of developmental story, especially for Athena. There's a bit of a change, which might contradict the OG because, when you're trying to write a story, you probably want some characters to have some sort of development.
Yeah.
I think it would make sense if you have no knowledge of the OG. Like, you don't know who Athena is, and then you're only introduced to her through Epic story. I think her character is fine. Yes, she
Mhm.
developed, she went from this, warrior of the mind, you have to be, everything's about strategy, you need to throw out emotions, to transitioning to, okay, it's been many years and I've reflected and I feel very bad about it. I'm gonna help his son. It's like, okay, like
To
I
love
can't,
interest, yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I can see that kind of development in a story that you want to write, right? It's like if it wasn't tied to an OG existing god, it's like, oh yeah, like you can write that. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Moving on, Hamlet with 3 T's. The reason,
Hamlet.
so we were talking about Thunderbringer and why Zeus was like there immediately to like try and punish them. So Hamlet said that Helios basically told him that if he didn't do anything about Odysseus and his crew, he will take the sun and take it to the underworld. Helios is a titan that Zeus doesn't want to mess with because he's the only one who can pull the sun.
Just pull it.
Yeah.
I feel bad today. I'm gonna pull the sun.
Wait,
That's awesome.
so okay, I feel like someone needs to refresh my understanding. So the Titans are kind of like this generation's gods predecessors? Like,
Predecessors, yes, but they were
yeah.
defeated by the Olympian gods
Yeah.
and got locked away somewhere. I'm not sure, but I think that's what happened.
Yeah, and so there are still other Titans out there that's not all locked away, but the Zeus's father is who they defeated, like Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades defeated
Yes. I forget the
Kronos
name. Yeah,
or
yeah. The one who
something.
ate babies. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what? Sorry, the what? He ate babies?
Um, I think the reason why Zeus, well, one of the reasons why they led a revolt against the Titans is because Kronos was obsessed with keeping his dominance, and there was some prophecy that was like one of your sons is going to overthrow you. So every
Oh.
time he had an
God.
offspring, he'd eat it, is my
Oh.
understanding.
Then how did Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades survive?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, someone
I
in the
guess
comments
quickly Google
can
that.
explain to us. Also by Hamlet, we're moving on to the Wisdom Saga. This is referencing to God games where I was like, you can't really warn the Sirens if they're all dead. So Hamlet was like, oh, he didn't kill them all. The entire population of Sirens weren't all collectively there when Odie caught them. So
Okay.
those who
Yep.
died will serve as a
Sense.
warning for the others who survived that to not overdo it. Which makes sense. I guess maybe it's just more I don't really have an understanding of the world structure. Like,
Yeah.
are sirens like a race that is spread across all the seas, or like I thought they were just like a group that were in that area only, and you know. But I guess if they were a race that's just like across the seas, then that makes some sense.
See, I feel like we're getting a full-on undergrad degree just by reading the comments.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, another one referencing God games because we were questioning like why isn't Poseidon there at the God games? Serpentin mentioned that Poseidon isn't there because while he has residence on Mount Olympus, he prefers to be in the sea where he more or less has a whole group of gods and demigods related to sea. I guess that makes sense. I guess like
Yep.
Hades is always in the underworld. I guess this is a different area that they govern.
Yeah,
Maybe.
and Poseidon's getting nice salt baths and stuff. Like, I wish
Yeah.
to go up and into the air, you
Yeah,
know,
it's like, no, I
skin
don't want to
all
hang out with
dry.
those
Yeah,
people.
I'd rather be kept moisturized and all that.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Moving on to the Vengeance Saga, Matthew Topping said that the problem with layers upon layers of liberties, maybe. Basically, there are a lot of liberties taken by the animatic artist. So when they were doing Ruthlessness, they seem to neglect that it's the giants that sink the ships, not Poseidon. And so that's why they mention like, oh, they're sailing to the land of the giants. It's not a throwaway location.
Mm,
Poseidon commands the giants to wreck the fleet and kill his men. So
right.
when we get to the point of Odysseus fighting him in 600 strikes, it's unbelievable from an animatic perspective because all we've seen is how OP Poseidon is depicted earlier. But really he just has one limit break move in getting in the water and that's it. But of course that doesn't really excuse Odysseus anime move that is, in the official animation. But anyway,
Oh,
they love
oh,
it, so it's fine.
is that referring to the stabbing Poseidon with the
With the
trident?
I think so, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
From what I've heard in the like the official animatic, because I think Jorge actually collabed with the artist that did a lot of the
Yeah.
animatics to make like an official animatic, is that the windbag was used as a jetpack, is what I've read. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's like
I think, yeah,
okay,
this comment goes some way to explaining like
yeah,
what the power differential, I guess. But yeah, ultimately, like they also said, it's you still have to really stretch your mind
to
to have
yeah.
Poseidon be so powerless in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it makes sense. Like, I think it would be a little bit easier to swallow if
Mm.
that power difference wasn't so drastic from Ruthlessness to 600 Strikes. Last comment on the Vengeance Saga. Greymounts mentioned, what happened in the original is almost as funny as epic. 17 days after Odysseus' departure from Calypso, Poseidon appears, sinks Odysseus' boat, sees him drowning and leaves without looking back. And then a totally insignificant minor sea goddess named Leucothea appeared out of nowhere and gives Odysseus her veil, thus enabling him to swim to the coast of the next island, which is not Ithaca. So Odysseus survived because Poseidon was sloppy and overconfident, thus being a loser in both stories. Main difference between Epic and the Odyssey, Odysseus and Poseidon never met face to face.
Yeah.
I guess the original at least is consistent with the gods being arrogant and overconfident.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
the difference, yeah. Whereas the actual confrontation in Epic just makes Poseidon look weak. And
Yeah, basically it's a wet fish.
okay, so this is just criticism and storytelling, which again Jorge has done an amazing job in writing Epic and also writing all the songs and all the lyrics. So props to him, not saying that he didn't do a amazing job, but it's just the storytelling aspect. I kind of wished more that Odysseus won because of his cunning, not just because he somehow used the windbag, stole his trident, and stabbed Poseidon. Like, I wish there was a little bit more strategy involved. He tricked him somehow. He used his brain to manipulate how the fight went and then ultimately won because of his skills, not just whatever happened in 600 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to wrap up from that point. And I do find it interesting that Ithaca gets one saga. And
Mm.
I think it's just Man, it's just such a huge sprawling project. The fact that he even got it all done is like an
Yeah,
amazing feat in
yeah,
itself. So having to wrap up this whole build up of conflict between Odysseus and Poseidon was always going to be incredibly
yeah.
difficult. And it fell the way that it did. And that is,
And he probably didn't expect to get this far either. It's like, oh, it's a great idea. And then it's kind
yeah,
of like
just a concept album and then it just
it's,
blew up.
yeah,
And
it
now you're
blew
like,
up.
oh man.
I gotta finish. It's like oh man, there's so many eyes on me. I gotta finish it and get there. Like,
Yeah,
I can
there's so much
imagine,
pressure. Yeah.
yeah, pressure and burnout, like writing 14 songs by yourself.
Yeah, because he's bloody doing everything. Like, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah, like
most projects of this size have, a team of writers script people
editors,
and
music, like
yeah,
people who
but
are doing arrangements of the music,
yeah,
lyrics, you know, like again, amazing, amazing work. But
yeah. So
again,
he should keep doing this
yeah,
and keep getting better and better and get a team of people because he's
yeah.
got talent. Yeah.
Like he writes great songs. Like I can safely say that I enjoy a lot of the songs in Epic. He's doing really well. He just needs to keep going or establish a team and basically have people who can cover his flaws, especially in like lyrics writing and story writing, I would say. Like if he can find people who he works well with that can do, more like he can provide the content where he wants things to go, but actually have a story writer or lyrics writer to assist him in making, like, turn his vision into a practical thing. That would be amazing. And he just needs to
Yeah.
focus on writing the songs.
Okay, let's get to Ithica Saga.
The first one is called The Challenge, and it is drawn by Gwendy. Let's go.
Ooh,
Penelope?
in viola. That's very nice viola.
I'm supposed to choose a suitor to wear the crown.
There's a cello too. I thought cellos represented like a threatening presence. Maybe because she's singing about suitors.
They don't know
Yeah.
that every night I unthread all the work I've done. 'Cause I'd rather lie than allow them to think they've won. Though I never thought that I'd resort to this. Just know I'll be here. But I don't know how much longer I'll last since we saw that storm. And though it was so close to our kingdom, it was far from the norm. Unless, oh, could it be some kind of sign that my world is all about to change?
That's nice.
Divine
Lays over really nicely.
for the challenge I arranged, though I never thought that it would.
Is it the same singer as the siren pretending to be Penelope?
Maybe.
I'll be here by
There's a lot of
your
parallels
side.
between the siren song and this song. I really like her voice.
Whoever can string my husband's own bow and shoot through 12 axes cleanly
Oh.
will be the new king. Sit down at the throne and rule with me as his queen. Let the arrow fly once you know that your aim is true. 'Cause I'd rather die than grow
Oh, they're
up
shooting
without the best
towards
of you.
them.
Though I never thought that these would be the lengths we'd go for love. I would not have it any other way. And though I never thought that it would end like this, just know I'll be here waiting.
It's the line. It's Odysseus sneaking
Totally
in.
not suspicious red cloak person.
Oh, that's interesting. Aw. I also really liked the animation too. I really like this song. I liked that you could overlay suffering over this song, especially the I can take the suffering from you, that line. It's like a, what would you call it? Not like a melodic inversion, but it's definitely, you can put those two together and it would blend really nicely. So I like the callback
Is it
to...
because they're in the same, like using the same chords, or they're in the same key?
Yeah, it's probably the same chords. Actually, it probably is the same chords. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a nice harmony. It's a harmonic version of that line, which is great because this is the real Penelope, whereas in Suffering, it was like fake Penelope. So I like that you can weave those two together really well. Weaving, by the way. Yeah, I love that so the whole like because I think the story is she has to marry one of the suitors when she's done weaving this piece of fabric. And so that's why every night she undoes the threads. Something.
And no one has picked that up. I'm shocked.
It's Greek mythology. They don't think about logic. They're like, she's just taken a really long time to like finish this piece of cloth. It's been
very
months.
slow worker.
This is high quality thread count. I also found it interesting that when Penelope sings the waiting line, it's very different to how, remember in the underworld? Jay's mum, Odysseus's mum, well, both their mums also sings the same line. But Penelope's melody goes for much longer. And interestingly here, it ends on the B flat, which is the dominant of the key that this is in, which is E flat major. So it's kind of, we've talked about like how the dominant is traditionally the note that most wants to go home to the one, the E flat. So the fact that she's kind of just hanging there, is so close to going home because Odysseus is literally right there. I mean, at least in the animatics, but he's hanging around somewhere. Yeah. Compared to, can we go back to the underworld when Odysseus's mom as a ghost is singing that line?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes... So they're in E major. Mom goes up to the 5 pretty much almost immediately. And then doesn't really go anywhere. Like it's much shorter. It feels way more unresolved because one, she goes up to the 5, but then jumps down to the 2. So when Odysseus's mom sings Waiting, Waiting, it just sounds a lot more unresolved and incomplete. Both because the time that she sings Waiting, Waiting is so much shorter, and also the melody doesn't really go anywhere. Like it's not really building up towards the dominant. Exactly. It's so sad. But I love that Jay put that difference in. Like it's a melody we can immediately pick up on, but the way that it's expressed is so much different. Based on where both those characters are at in terms of, their longing for Odysseus. Mom is obviously dead and will never get to hold her baby in her arms, whereas Penelope is still holding out, and there's a real chance she might actually get home to Odysseus. I mean, home as in his arms. So I really like that, playing with that melody to bring that out.
I think the only thing I wanted to, there's 2 things I wanted to comment on. One was the voice. I just remember hearing it and she was like, Like her voice wavers.
Yeah, like the like this.
It's such a great
So fragile.
picture. Yeah,
So strong
like
but fragile.
like still holding on even though everything around you is crumbling, right? It's like that. I'm still trying to hold on for you, that kind of feeling. The other thing I want to comment on is the bow. I do remember watching a video about a guy that's like really, I don't know, versatile with weapons. He was showcasing all these different weapons. And he talked about Odysseus's bow is actually a bow that kind of inverts on itself. So you need to know how to string it. So you know how like
Oh.
you have the normal bow, which is like, imagine a curve, right? And then you just imagine you tie a string from the top and then you tie the string at the bottom and then that's a bow. But for his type of bow, apparently you had to pull it the other way so it gives a lot more tension. I don't remember what the name of the bow was, but I remember reading that explanation for like why it's so hard to shoot his bows because one, you need to know how to string it, and two, you need to have enough strength to know how to use it.
Because physics.
Yeah, so I was
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, so I was like, oh, that's an interesting fact that I somehow managed to watch on YouTube.
So
I'll see if I can find the video. It was
yeah,
great.
that's really cool. She's setting an almost impossible task that she knows only Odysseus
Yeah.
should be able to do.
Because you can imagine if these are all men that train themselves up and knows how to use a bow. It's like, well, why would it be so hard?
Yep.
I mean, it probably is hard, but it's like what is that extra level of challenge? It's probably like the type of bow that he uses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also, again, another Greek mythology thing where they're kind of just all abiding by her rules for now. Like, okay, so we have to shoot this bow through a couple of axes until we can take over. Sure, that sounds reasonable. Instead of just overpowering her and
yeah, and be like, no, you have to choose
There's
for the
Greek
good of
myth
a nation.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one. I really like this one.
Next one is called Hold Them Down by Stella Luna.
Ooh, that was a weird hello line.
Screw this competition. We've been here for hours. None of us can string this. We don't have the power. Screw this damn challenge. No more delays. Can't you guys see we're being played? This is how they hold us down while the throne gets colder. Hold us down while we slowly age. Hold us down while the boy gets bolder. Where in the hell is our pride and our rage? Here and now there's a chance for action. Here and now we can take control. Here and now burn it down to ashes. Channel the fire inside your soul. Haven't you noticed who's missing? Don't you know the prince is not around? I heard he's on a diplomatic mission. And I heard today he comes back to town.
That melody sounded familiar.
We gather near the beaches.
Yeah, I thought so too.
He arrives. Then when he
Is it Different Beast, maybe?
Let us leave now. Today we can strike it. Hold him down till the boy stops shaking. Hold him down while I slit his throat. Hold him down while I slowly break his pride, his trust, his faith, and his doubt. Cut him down into tiny
Okay, we get the point. We get the point. Antinous?
When the crown wonders where the prince is, only the ocean and I will know.
And all the gods in the world.
The queen will have no one to stop us from breaking her bedroom door. Stop us from taking her love and more. And then we'll
Oh no.
hold her down. All I get a taste. Hold her down. While we share her spoils, I will not let any part go to waste.
The violin. Or it should be viola. I think that was a viola. Like really high up.
Take control. Channel the fire inside your soul and hold him down. Hold him down.
Nice. Wait,
Thoughts?
sorry, which was it? Did
Yeah.
the arrow strike on the last beat? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. No, beat 1. Odysseus timed it, so he was like, nope, I'm gonna get it on the first beat of the next bar.
I do enjoy whenever they sing the hold it down, like the instrumental in the middle part, it like cuts not completely cuts out, it's like it lingers but fades. Like the life drained out of you.
Yes. Like there. Even with the
Yeah,
Telemachus parts.
Yeah, the Telemachus part. It's like, you know, feeling the someone dying.
Yeah, yeah. I did also like for Penelope's part when they're like quite explicitly talking about violating her. There was that short like viola line. Yeah. Again, it's so very fragile. What is that melody? I don't know. It's used somewhere. I can't quite remember. But yeah. I did like inserting that motif for the instrumental reference there to be like, ugh, she's getting crushed, you know.
I was gonna say the verses, the melody reminds me a little bit about similar to, I think it was Different Bees, like a little bit more chromatic sounding, I think.
Screw this competition. We've been here for hours. None of us can string this. We don't have the power. Screw this damn challenge. No more delays. Can't you guys see we're being played? This is how they hold us down while the throne gets colder. Hold us down while we
Was it a bit later? There was like a line.
It was really chromatics before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of us can string this.
Yeah. Probably around here.
Da, 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 da.
I heard he's on a diplomatic mission, and
I think that line reminds me of something.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
I just don't know where.
Da, da, da. I don't know where
People
either.
can tell us.
But it
People
sounds,
can tell us in the comments.
yeah, people can tell us where it was from. But it sounded very familiar in it's like a monster context, if that makes sense. Which is fair because what he's planning is pretty ruthless. Anything else?
No.
Other than, yep, they're all gonna die probably.
I mean,
Welcome to slaughter.
it's right. Again, just applying like ancient Greek ethics, it would be justified for Odysseus to kill them all because they've violated his trust, and I think they were meant
to kill his son.
They were meant to be, I guess, caretakers while he was gone, fighting the Trojan War, and they violated that, so they technically do deserve to die. But it's probably going to be a lot of, as Odysseus kills them, I'm guessing in the next few songs, he'll be like, this is me now, I'm a monster, even though
he was justified to kill these men.
Justified in the ancient Greek myth sort of ethos.
Yeah. Next song is called Odysseus and is drawn by Stella Luna again.
Just Odysseus.
What? Just Odysseus.
Like
sorry. Yeah.
Odysseus.
Yeah.
For 20 years I've suffered every punishment and pain.
Ooh, all I hear are
From the
screams,
wrath
but
of
played in
gods and
Odysseus's
monsters
acoustic
to
guitar.
the screams of comrades slain. I come back and find my palace desecrated, sacked like Troy. Worst of all, I hear you dare to touch my wife and hurt my boy. I have had enough.
Oh, Odysseus mad now. Because his electric guitar is shredding.
Isn't this the choir Polyphemus? Like, they did the same choir chanting for Polyphemus.
Battle mode.
battle at the edge of the unknown.
Somewhere in the shadows lurks an agile, deadly foe. We have the advantage, we've the numbers
I like
and
the percussion.
might.
No, you don't understand it. This man plans for every
It's like you're being
fight.
hunted at the beat.
Where is he? Where is he?
Keep your head down, he's aiming for the torches. Our weapons, they're missing.
Ooh.
He's using the darkness to hide his approaches.
We're empty-handed, up against an archer. Our only chance is to strike him in the darkness. We know these odds, the odds can't be tilted.
You don't think I know my own palace? I built it.
But he's just sneaking around in these secret hallways, passageways. Yeah.
Oh, King, our leader is dead. You've destroyed the serpent's head. Now the rest of us are no longer a threat. Oh, King, forgive us instead.
Oh,
So
King.
that no more blood is shed. Let's have open arms instead.
That was perfect.
That is it cello or is it double bass? I can't tell.
It's cello.
Cunning than I assumed. While we were busy plotting, he hid our weapons inside this room.
I find it hard to believe that the sharpest of kings left his armory unlocked.
So what? Now that we have armed ourselves, let's make the bastard rot.
Behind you!
Athena! Guarding Telemachus.
Sparkly eyes. Sorry, I can't.
Throw down those weapons, and I ensure you'll be spared.
After seeing what the king will do to us, we wouldn't dare.
I don't want to hurt you. Trust me, I've come prepared.
Your very presence is doomed the king, young prince. We don't fight fair.
Stop!
Brothers, we got company, and he's made a great mistake. Left the weapons room unlocked, and now they're ours to take. Brothers, come and arm yourselves. There's a chance for us to win.
Why
We
did?
can still
Why was the
defeat
weapons
the
room
king. We
unlocked?
all attack the prince.
Don't know.
Where is he? Where is he?
Capture him, he's our greatest chance.
Get off me! Get off me!
Fight till the prince can barely stand.
Hold him down! Hold him down!
Make the king obey our commands.
Hold him down! Hold him down!
'Cause if he won't, I'll break the kid's hands. Got him.
Mercy. Mercy. My mercy is long since drowned. It
Whoa.
died to bring me home.
Oh, I don't think we've heard Odysseus sing this low ever.
My family's fate is left unknown. You plotted to kill my son. You planned to rape my wife. All of you are going to die. You filled my heart with hate. All of you who have done me wrong. This will be your fate!
I don't know why I'm smiling. I stopped smiling. Okay.
But you laugh when people die.
It's
Are you sure you're not a sadist?
I know it's so dramatic, but it's also so... Well, I mean, this one was packed with musical references. I don't think I'd be able to catch them all unless I listened to it a few times over. But
Yeah.
the last part, I mean, first of all, I loved how they combined Athena's piano with the strings, which I think is more Telemachus's thing.
Yeah.
The way that they combined those instruments was nice.
Like a unit. They're a unit now.
Yeah. And also there was a part where we had when they were battling, there was Athena's motif. Yep. It's Athena and that's the strings. But then there was also a part where the brass came in.
Throw down those weapons, and I ensure you'll be spared.
Right?
I don't want to hurt you.
Da, da, da,
Trust me,
da.
I've come prepared.
That's trumpet.
Your very
Yeah,
presence
wait,
is
didn't we
doing
hear that in Poseidon?
Poseidon,
When
exactly.
Poseidon was being stabbed. Wait, can we go back a little bit?
We wouldn't dare.
I don't want to hurt you.
Da,
Trust
da,
me,
da,
I've
da,
come
da.
prepared.
Your
Yeah.
very presence
Yeah.
is doing the king young.
So I think it's brass has always been where there are enemies in the picture, I guess. They're under attack. I found it interesting that they melded that with that melody line. Last thing I'd say, when Odysseus finally takes his monster form,
Yeah, it was really like deeper voice.
deep voice, and there's like a sawtooth wave kind of effect.
Won't I'll break the kid's hands. Got him.
Yeah, like duh, like that really rough edged synth wave. I think that's the first time we've heard that.
Yeah.
I do like how the strong distortion mirrors the hate in his voice and in his heart. Also, the fact that basically by the time he's done with them, he's so filled with rage and is so far gone that he's just given up on singing. He's just kind of like speak singing, sprechen singing.
Yeah.
The hills are not alive with the sound of music. It's just totally gone down the drain because he's just wants to kill.
All of you are going to die.
I feel like he did that. He yelled his name once before. Was it after Polyphemus? I'm Odysseus.
Sorry, who yelled? Yes,
Odysseus
he did.
yelled
His
He's
own
out of
name. That was
rage.
when he doxed himself.
right.
And being like, you shall remember me.
Yeah,
Like, remember
so-
me. I'm the one who stabbed your eye, blah, blah, blah.
So when he gets
Yeah.
into these rage modes, or when his hate has totally overtaken his strategic and logical mind, he kind of loses melody altogether.
Musically, I really like I think it was the Challengers going ham.
In the heat of battle at the edge of the unknown. Somewhere
I like his voice.
shadows lurks an agile, deadly foe.
Now it's bad he dies immediately.
Yeah, they get one line and that's it.
You don't understand it.
Percussion's
This
great
man
too.
plans for every fight.
Yeah, there's a couple of new things that was introduced in this song, which I think is great because it's like peak drama.
Yeah.
Where is he? Where is he? Keep your head down. He's
Yeah,
aiming
cellar
for the
here.
torches. Our weapons. They're missing. He's using the darkness to hide his approaches. We're empty-handed, up against an archer. Our only chance is to strike him in
And
the
that's
darkness.
the danger motif that Shelley's playing.
You don't think I know my own palace? I built it.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that? We heard that before. Have we heard that before? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I mean, it's da-da-da-da-da. It's kind of similar to da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but it's doing way more quicker arpeggios.
Next one is called I Can't Help But Wonder, drawn by Dre. Just a Man?
Father?
And Legendary.
Yeah. Oh, they're just all chopped up and mixed now. All the melodies.
Son.
Ooh, nylon guitar. That's when Odysseus is in his soft mood.
No, he's meeting his son.
All my life I'd have died to meet you. Thought about your name so much it hurts. For 20 years I dreamt of how I'd greet you. Oh, and now
He's got his singing voice back.
I can't find the words.
No, this is Telemachus.
Oh, what?
Right?
Oh, yeah. They sound so similar.
Days and nights I wish that
Don't
I
they?
could show you.
They have
they
such
do.
similar
They sound
vocal
very similar.
timbres.
20 years and never could outgrow you.
Maybe he intentionally chose
Now you're
someone similar.
That would make sense.
I can't help but wonder what your world must be. If we're like each other, if I have your strength in me. All this time I've wondered if you'd embrace me as your own. 20 years I've wondered, for so long I felt alone. Oh my son, look how much you've grown. Oh my boy, sweetest joy I've known. 20 years ago I held you in my arms, how time has flown. Oh, used to say it'd make the storm clouds cry for you. Used to say it'd capture wind and sky for
Creepy
you.
keyboard synths.
Held you in my arms, prepared to die for you. Oh, how time has flown. I can only wonder what your world has been. Things you've had to suffer, and the strength you hold within. All I've ever wanted was to reunite with my own. 20 years we've wandered, but today you're not alone. My son, I'm finally home. Father, how I've longed to see you. Telemachus.
Ah,
I'm home. Go. Tell your mother I'm home. I'll be there in a moment. Of course.
Athena just sneaking around.
Athena, yeah.
He's like, I know you're there.
Show yourself. I know you're watching me. Show yourself. You were never one for hellos.
I can't help but wonder what this world could be if we all held each other with a bit more empathy. I can't help but feel like I let
Oh,
you
Athena.
stay. What if there's a world where we don't have to live this way?
If that world exists, it's far away from here. It's one I'll have to miss, for it's far beyond my years. You might live forever, so you can make it be. But I've got one endeavor. There's a girl I have to see.
Very well.
Oh, I love how they did waiting, wait. And I just left it hanging.
Father, she's waiting for you.
Go back. Where?
Before he says there's a girl waiting for me.
I have to
Odyssey.
see.
Very well.
Yeah, so it's strummed in the acoustic guitar. Yeah.
Very well.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I hear it.
Waiting, wait. And then it just
And
trails
then
off.
it cuts off.
See,
Oh,
I love
interesting.
when I feel like for these couple of songs, yes, there are also musical references that are quite not subtle and just plucked wholesale from previous songs and chucked in there. But there are also less explicit ones, like just bits of melodies or melodies that are elongated or shortened in different ways to make you think of a certain reference, but it's not so in your face. And that's why I think I actually really like how this saga is going musically. And this song has very strong echoes of just a man, which of course was appropriate because it's Odysseus missing Telemachus, and now he's actually meeting Telemachus after 20 years.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing, I'm just going to go back to Athena because
Yes.
she's saying a very interesting line about how if only we held each other with a bit more empathy. I still struggle with that. Actually, I would love to get people's opinions about Athena as depicted in Epic, because it definitely, like, overall, the musical conveys this message of wouldn't the world be better if we all just loved one another and had more empathy for each other, to the point where
Yeah, like
Athena
open
here,
arms.
yeah, and I think that's
It's
a good message. I think generally you can pull it off with certain, characters in this musical, but
yeah.
yeah. Athena, I don't know. I
It's
just really struggle with Athena having that sort of development, even though I know we discussed at the beginning that if you just took Athena just within this like canon story,
as what is
it
presented.
is believable in some
Yeah.
sense.
It's like, okay, if we isolate Epic and disregard all outside sources, it's pretty much Odysseus and Athena has like opposite development arcs. So it's like one goes from you need to discard all emotions, now going to, oh, should have more empathy, things would have been better. Whereas Odysseus went the opposite way, where he started with, a little bit hesitant, but Polites was there to be like open arms, sparing, trying to spare, not kill, and then
And then gets
turning more
killed.
ruthless. And then and then he gets killed. Yeah,
See, that's
so
the
him
thing.
going more
It's like
ruthless.
in this world where it is kill or be killed, like it's quite Hobbesian in terms of like the state of nature of things, at least between different city states or whatever. It's the balance of logic still leans heavily towards you need to kill to survive, otherwise you will die.
Yeah,
And you won't get to see your family.
especially if you
So
face monsters. So
yeah, monsters, gods who don't really work under that same framework either. So I understand that
yeah,
this is the peak moral message of the story, right? As sung by Athena. Oh, if only we had a bit more empathy for each other. But they live in a world, as Odysseus sings quite rightly, actually. It's like, that's not a world for me. So I
and it's
guess
not a world
maybe
in
that
this
is addressed.
generation.
Yeah. Because there were so many times even just within Epic where if Odysseus hadn't killed someone or something, he and his crew would have just died. Having said that, like I do appreciate that Odysseus not coming back as himself, and turning into a monster highlights the price you pay for doing what is necessary to survive and trying to have a more modern moral framework at the same time, but clearly it doesn't work.
I think it's good to acknowledge he isn't just turning around and going, yeah, you should have more, we could have had more empathy, but he's acknowledging that he's already changed and that is not, he can't return to that moment of innocence, I guess.
Yeah. I like that they slowed down Athena's motif quite a lot, because it's like, well, let's think about this before jumping into kill mode. Let's think about how we could do things differently, I guess.
Reflection, more introspective. Didn't you say something about the synths earlier? I wonder if that's just because Athena's hanging around.
The creepy piano synths.
Yeah. She's just
Probably.
like hovering around being like,
eavesdropping on this
can I
very
exert myself?
intimate reunion.
Yeah. I mean, she's there.
Yeah.
So,
Did this reunion meet your expectations? Because it is one of the emotional peaks of the whole story, I guess. I mean, obviously we have Penelope next, but did it meet the build up?
like, yes and no. Like, I understand the sentiment, but it may not be what I expected or where I want. Okay, to be fair, what I expected probably required like another saga to complete, because I was expecting was more because I didn't know what happened in the OG. Like, I was expecting more conflict between him and his family, seeing him again, being like, oh my god, what did you turn into? Like, having
that would have been interesting.
more consequences. Yeah, like having more consequences of you turn into a monster and not being accepted by, because Telemachus seems to be a very upright, naive
well,
child.
what Odysseus was before he went out on his adventures.
And be more open arms kind of person, maybe. Where I wanted to see, again, this is like my personal bias, so nothing against what happened here. It's like I would have loved to see more conflict because of him turning into a monster. Like, I felt like him becoming more ruthless didn't really have much consequence. Like, it's a negative character arc where he went from someone who was more moral, upstanding, more justice, going downhill, right?
Mhm.
So I kind of wanted to see that end where this negative going downhill arc has some sort of repercussions. Like, I know people will probably say, like,
Good
yeah, but
point.
he was already punished by being stuck on Calypso's island. But that punishment is not because of him being ruthless. That's not the consequence.
Yeah, it's just bad
Whereas
luck.
I would have loved to see more of a consequence of, because he became more ruthless, what happens? Like,
If we
it
just had
seems
one
like
more
they're very
Saga.
yeah, if we had one more Saga, but I don't know what happened like original. Maybe the original is, yeah, because in ancient Greek this is just what happens, so it's
This is just
fine.
what happens.
But
There's no like
yeah,
wringing your hands over the fact that you just killed like however many people you
like
had to.
what? Yeah,
It was just
I don't know how many
justice,
suitors, 100 suitors or whatever.
Yeah. I guess the consequence for
Yeah,
Odysseus in this one is more internal, the psychological torture of accepting that this is who you've become now, but also,
yeah,
yeah, a lack of consequences in terms of his own family, just embracing him regardless.
yeah.
Also, because
Like,
in Legendary, I remember when Telemachus was singing about what he knows about his dad and how he wants to
mm,
be just like him and fight monsters and stuff. There seemed to be
yeah,
this very idealized image of who Odysseus was. So
yeah,
that would have been really interesting if they'd gone more into that conflict. But also,
yeah,
it's a huge project. There's so many sagas
yeah.
already. It's probably
It,
like, yeah, it's probably about done.
Yeah, it's like, we need to wrap this up. It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's more like as a someone who enjoys storytelling, I would have loved for like a Telemachus versus Odysseus conflict where it's like Telemachus sees him as like a hero and like could do no wrong kind of person. And then suddenly you're confronted with someone that just slaughtered, I don't know, 100 people in front of you.
Yeah,
And
and
being
people
like,
who did kind of beg for mercy, even though they were
yeah.
fighting. But
Because he
meh.
he was full on like, just put your weapons down, you'll be fine, you'll be spared. Like, don't do this. It would have been an interesting conflict to see you, and also it would be like the consequence of his negative character arc.
Hmm.
Maybe the last song will change our mind. I don't know. It's one song I
Penelope
don't.
is the one that's like, I don't know you anymore.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
from the
hope not.
title, probably
I
not.
don't think so. Yeah.
From
I don't want that either.
yeah,
No
'cause
matter
you
how
want him
much
to.
I like rap on about like Greek tragedy and how, everything goes to shit.
Mm.
It's nice to have one where, there
It
is
ends well. Like,
somewhat of a happy ending, even though it's kind
yeah,
of twisted too.
which is why I'm like, I'm okay with this development as well, because I understand that most people prefer a happy ending. I just may not be one of those people because I also enjoy watching tragedy shows.
Too old and dated. Yeah,
yeah,
me too.
yeah. It's like,
That's
oh,
why I smile every time a few hundred people die.
we're just old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In stories. I'm not talking about real life. Real life,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
actually tragic.
Real
But
life
in
is
stories.
horrible. Just in
Yeah.
fictional stories, having tragic things happen and seeing how people work through tragedy is interesting. Like, being able to analyze characters psychologically and being like, this is what they go through. Which is why I really liked Evening's comment about like, he went through that trauma. This is how it changed. Like, this is why he behaved in a certain way. That was interesting. I enjoyed that.
Are we ready for the last song?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the last song?
Yeah.
All right, last song. Last song is called Would You Fall in Love with Me Again, drawn by Clover. Flash warning.
Father, she's waiting for you. Penelope.
The mixing of the viola
It's a
and the
little bit-
acoustic guitars.
Is it you? Have my prayers been answered?
I love
Is it
Penelope's
really you
voice.
standing there? Or am I dreaming once more? You look different. Your eyes look tired. Your frame is lighter. Your smile torn. Is it really you, my love?
I am not the man you fell in love with. I am not the man you once adored. I am not your kind and gentle husband. And I am not the love you knew before. Would you fall in love with me again if you knew all I've done? The things I cannot change. Would you love
She's still
me
kind of
all
holding
the
back.
same? I know that you've been waiting for love.
Ugh, the first time that waiting has been resolved ever. Oh god.
The very last song.
Things did you do?
Left a trail of red on every island.
There
As
we
I
go.
traded friends like
trumpet,
objects I could use. Hurt more lives than I can count on my hands. But all of that was to bring me back to you. So tell me, would you fall in love with me again if you knew all I've done? The things I can't undo. I am not the man you knew. I know that you've been waiting.
If that's true,
Ah, she resolved it for
could you
him.
do me a favor? Just a moment of labor.
She still doesn't know if he's actually who he says he is.
See that wedding bed? Could you carry it over? Lift it high on your shoulders and take it far away from here.
Okay.
How could you say this?
Oh, because she can't read.
I had built that wedding bed with my blood and sweat. Carved it into the olive tree where we first met. A symbol of our love everlasting. Do you realize what you have asked me? The only way to move it is to cut it from its roots.
Only my husband knew that, so I guess that makes him you.
That makes him you.
Penelope.
I will fall in love with you over and over again. I don't care where or when, no matter how long it's been your mind. Don't tell me you're not the same person. You're always my husband, and I've been waiting, waiting,
Penelope.
waiting, waiting.
Penelope.
Oh, oh.
For you.
Huh. That's the same melody they
Odysseus
use when they go into battle. Right?
No, I think it's his name's melody, right? Oh, maybe, or whenever he turns into a monster, I think. Right? I know they used it in Mutiny. Oh,
Yeah.
Odysseus.
How long has it been?
20 years.
I thought he was gonna say too long.
I love
I'm just trying to take all the musical references and well, I already made a big deal about how this is like the first time that waiting has been resolved back to the one. And I really liked how the first time it happened, it was Odysseus singing. And the second time it happened, Odysseus started it, kicked it off. And the waiting. And then it was Penelope who was like, she kind of resolved it for him.
Yep.
Kind of being like, yes, your waiting has come to an end because we finally found the one chord.
Yes.
Again, I feel like this song, it tucked in these nice little melodic references and motifs very nicely, just in the instrumental at least. I do feel like there were times when the battle reference was made. Da, 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 da. Like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's with the electric guitar, but Penelope also sings it. So I was wondering why when Penelope was singing here. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, so that's the same as, well, you found
Different
it in
Beast.
Different Beast.
Yes.
Can we hear that?
Right at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that was a great musical reference too, because I feel like because Penelope repeated that melody, she's saying, I'm accepting you even though you've turned into
who you
this
are.
beast. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And I guess like when we hear the battle music, I guess it was like the part where he was kind of like enraged, like, how could you have asked me this question? Like it was almost like a reflex panic mode.
Yes.
Right? It was, yeah, this part where she was like,
Testing him.
do this impossible thing. Yeah.
How could you say this? I had built that wedding bed with my blood and sweat.
What's another spot? It
A
should
bit
be.
later, he gets a bit more angsty as it goes on.
A symbol of our love everlasting. Do you realize what you have asked me?
Let's get a bit more like
Yeah, yeah.
rough in his voice.
Is to cut it from its roots.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bada, bum.
But what's interesting is it starts in da 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 da, but then it goes into waiting. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like da 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 da. It's kind of meshing those two together. He's like fought so hard and done all these terrible things to get back to her, and now it's just this last little bit, and it's like, what? You want me to do this impossible thing? Yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
That was a good way to mesh those two to maximize the angst. And be like, I'm done waiting.
There was this one part, I enjoyed the phrasing. I think the part where he talks about what he did. I liked how it
Trail of Red.
led.
On every island.
Was it this part? Let me think. The trumpets.
Yeah, all the references coming back home.
Wasn't this part? There was one part.
I mean, you only
I'm,
have
like,
two hands,
praising.
Odysseus, so it's not hard.
Yeah.
The lyrics. The lyrics.
Oh yeah, like it kind of flows into the next line. I prefer melodies when it flows into like the next line instead of having like chopped up melodies, if that makes sense. But I like that there's like elongated and then immediately flows into the next line.
Yeah. I don't know. I really dug the melodies in these last couple of songs because I
Yeah.
think they were different enough while also retaining the connections to previous songs and references.
Well, I guess the references were more in the instrumental rather than just melody. Like there
Yeah.
were like little snippets of melody, like waiting is always going to be a melody reference.
Yep.
But that's like a small section. It wasn't like this entire verse is just grabbed from this song,
Yeah.
put into this other song.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's great. Big step up.
Is it really you, my
The
love?
thing is, see, again, Penelope has all of these really weird snippets of references because was it a coincidence that that phrase, da 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 da, was it? Da, 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 da. Again, that's the battle
Is it
phrase,
really
right?
you, my
Mm.
love?
Da 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 da. Instead of da 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 da. It's like she starts with a da 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 da, but then she goes somewhere different.
Yeah.
So it's starting with a
Okay.
battle, but then it's taken somewhere different, obviously, because he's home now and he doesn't have to fight anymore.
Yeah. It's kind of like army veterans coming home, but they're still in like battle mode. But
Yeah.
she's trying to make it that it's like you're home now. You don't. Like kind of redirecting your thought process to be like, no, 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 you're home.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I like that interpretation.
I mean, I did read somewhere. I can't remember where I read. It's like someone's random comment somewhere. Maybe it was on Reddit or something, mentioning Odysseus getting home. It's kind of like, I guess the modern take would be similar to someone who joined the army, went to war, and come back and is not the same anymore.
Yep.
Like the PTSD,
Yeah.
like just the things that they go through, and it's a struggle for them to return to normal daily life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real. And also because it's not just that battle mode that starts with those notes. It's also all I hear are screams. So all I hear are like that first bit. That's the PTSD from everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's nice that okay, it's weird because I have conflicted feelings about Penelope accepting him so easily. I'm conflicted because it's like, oh, you remembered that you built this bed, you carved out from the tree that you guys first met. It's like, okay, yeah, that's nice, but also, is that all that you're concerned with? It's like that you have the memory, and I don't know. What are your thoughts if your partner went to war and came back and told you like, yeah, I had to kill a lot of people. I used people as they were objects
Yeah.
for, for my own survival just so I can come back to you.
I'm gonna
What would you feel?
say, look, he
Uh,
does sing that he did all of that
mm,
just to get back to her and their family.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
do get it. Like, I think I would receive him with open arms.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
also acknowledging that this is a seriously damaged person
Yeah.
and that it's going to take forever, probably the rest of his life and our lives to work through all that trauma.
Yeah.
It will always be a mark, like a deep, deep wound that will never close. I also could see if there was another saga dealing with the conflict of that, because I totally buy your point about how it would have been so fascinating to really work that out, like the conflict between being happy that your partner's back, who you thought was lost forever, and also struggling with accepting what he's become. Because, I mean, he struggled accepting himself.
Like, props to him for acknowledging that, like, he done these. Like, he's not saying, like, he's not, sweeping it under the rug and be like, oh, I didn't do these. No, he's still, like, fully embracing being like, I did these terrible things. I'm so scared that you won't love me again because I've done all these things that I felt like I had to do so I could return to you. So it's like, he's not
Sweeping it under
acknowledging.
the rug. Yeah, so maybe if like there was just even just one song with Penelope struggling with that, or them two struggling together, to be like, can we really go back to how we were before? And if we do, like, what's gonna change? Because there will be a huge change.
Yeah. But I feel like that's like a side story in terms of this entire journey. It's like, yeah, that's extra content that they have a happy ending now. It's fine, right? It's like this is just more what I would want to see is the conflict, but
You want a more
as in-
bittersweet ending where it's like, yes, they're together, but also there's a lingering cloud of doubt over them because of what he's done.
No, okay, rather than that, more like I wanted them to actually have a conflict, like a stronger conflict with like not just I accept you for everything, it's fine. Like it almost seems like, oh, you remembered this. Yeah, you're still the same person. It's fine. Like there was no confrontation or like from Penelope's side and Telemachus' side. Like I would have want more thought
Yeah.
behind it. Be like,
You
do I
know,
truly accept you now? Like, yes, you changed into this person. Yes, you did this because you wanted to return to our family and be with us. So it's like, is this something I can live with?
I'm gonna
Is like,
fix that.
where do I stand?
I
Uh,
argue there's a
yeah.
lot of that tension in the music because of the
Okay.
references back to, and it's Penelope singing the melodic references to battle and to
Mm,
screams and the horrible stuff that he's done. So I feel like even though
mm,
in the lyrics themselves, it's not so explicit that there's this conflict going on. I could make an argument for how the
yep.
music carries a bit of that emotional conflict, the weight of that.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
actually I'm okay with that. In fact, I think that's smart music writing, even though maybe
Mm,
lyrically the conflict is not so
yeah.
clear.
Obvious. Yeah. Because it felt like the conflict was resolved in like, I don't know, a single verse is what it felt like.
I
It's
mean,
like,
it's there's only a limited number of sagas and songs you can churn out before you just got
yeah,
to call
yeah.
it.
Well, and I understand that, which is why I'm
Yeah,
like,
totally.
yeah, this is my personal like I wish we went there, but we didn't, and that's fine. Like it's like a
Yep.
overall, they had a good ending, and I'm fine with that.
Totally
Like,
valid. Yeah. So, final thoughts. Now that
final
we've
thought.
come to the end of the
Mm,
Ithaca saga.
yeah.
I genuinely think Epic is impressive. It's this massive creative undertaking that Jay was able to weave together
Mm,
using sometimes, quite complex musical themes and motifs with like very consistent melodic and instrumental references and thematic callbacks that kind of span all of the sagas. That itself is worthy of like all the praise. Where I would be excited to see him develop as an artist is and I'm 100% certain that he will if he keeps just honing his craft, is if and when he develops more subtle ways of signaling themes and characters. And I
mm,
kind of already talked about that before. Like, instead of constantly recycling the same motifs in obvious ways across multiple songs, just like, taking inspiration from the classical composers, basically the way that they would incorporate motifs by fragmenting them or inverting them and then weaving them back
mm,
in through harmonies instead of the main melody, or kind of even just letting a few notes of that reference carry the emotional weight, which I felt
mm.
like I saw hints of in this last saga, which I was very, very
Yeah.
like impressed with. Even like my favorite like example is Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. The dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun dun
yeah.
dun, that 8 note motif, right? And then he just works with it in 100 different ways over
Mm,
10 minutes, and it's amazing. So more of that musical sophistication, I think, that we saw in the last saga, I think quite a bit more clearly, would
yeah.
definitely like elevate his work, and I think he's well on the path to that. So I think I
Yeah.
would keep an eye for that from Jay.
Favorite song from this saga?
It has to be. It might actually be Penelope's first song. I just
The
love her
Challenge?
voice. The challenge.
Yeah, she has a great voice.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they also gave her a stringed instrument as her
A
instrumental
viola.
reference. A viola, which is
Yeah.
nice because, violas don't get that much attention in string orchestras.
Representation.
Yes, that's some great rap there,
Yeah.
underrepresentation.
Mm,
And it's just a nice mellow kind of tone to bring home the fact that Penelope has been through a lot. I mean, she's changed too, having to
mm,
withstand so much pressure and awfulness from a bunch of people for like so long.
mm.
I think is a good choice.
Yeah.
And also the fact because actually Telemachus's instrument was more a keyboard, right? Or I don't know. I think they're
I
family.
don't
There's
remember.
something. It's interesting that both Odysseus and Penelope have stringed instruments, and then
Mm,
when Telemachus comes on, I think there's some kind of strings with it. Like it makes sense because he's their son, so he should have some sort of resemblance
yeah.
musically to them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
To
that's
them,
probably my
yeah.
favorite song because I love the
Yeah.
soaring notes that she had in that one. It's very
Yeah.
emotional.
Agreed.
Is that your
I think
favorite one too?
I felt like they were all equal, not equal, like, No,
All good.
like previous sagas, previous sagas there'll be one that like really jumps out, like for example, Dangerous from the previous saga. For all of these, they were all, to me, all good, but none of them were like exceptional above the others, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like I
Yeah.
think I enjoyed all of them musically.
It was a good
Yeah.
ending saga, like a strong
Yeah.
finish. So thank you everyone also for watching us watch this. It's always a
Yeah.
joy to hear different opinions and to go back and
Mm.
be like, oh yeah. Because, you know, with musicals, right, you always pick up different things every time you watch them.
Mm.
Thank you everyone, and see you for whatever other musical adventure we go on next. Not sure what that is going to be, but it'll be something.